Michael Phelps during training season is like 20,000 calories per day, bro. I
There's
saw
no
that man's
way.
diet and I was like, dude, what do
That's
you mean
not.
there's no
It's
way?
not true. It's not true. Dude,
Hello, and welcome back to the second
holy
episode
shit.
of the Olive Tree Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Carter and Anush again. Today, we'll be talking about the view on diet culture. So, what really defines a diet? Well, according to Carter, a diet is any sort of food you eat, not necessarily a set meal plan labeled by society. So, what is our current diet culture? Well, we have many different diets. Anush, you want to go over some of the diets we've got?
Yeah, so many of the diets that we have include the very famous paleo diet, which emphasizes whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, the works. And then you have the controversial vegan diet, which completely eliminates meat and eliminates anything that is derived from meat, such as
And
milk,
animals.
eggs, cheeses. Yeah, animals, Carter. Good job. Um, and then we also have keto diets, vegetarian diets, being a straight up carnivore, and
I mean,
my
you got people
favorite.
who are doing like liquid diets. You know, they only drink the what's it called, like
You
the
mean
Simply Naked.
smoothies?
Is that what it's called?
It's just
Or
I
turning
think it's
naked,
just
everything
naked.
naked,
into
I
yeah,
liquid.
think it's just
naked.
naked. I'm pretty sure
And
it's
you got
just
like
naked.
intermittent fasting. Got I remember
Yeah.
someone came up to me during the gym when I was at the gym, and they were like, "Yeah, bro, I haven't eaten anything for 20 hours. I'm gonna go home and eat like 3 meals worth
On the one meal a
of food."
day.
I'm like, "All right,
It's like
yeah,
Max
one
It's
meal a day."
Stoner.
amazing.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, just like Mass Tony that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and why
And
are we
then
talking about this as the second topic?
right. So basically, the reason that we're talking about this is that the three of us are very interested in being fit and healthy. And before quarantine and whatnot, we used to be avid gym goers. So our diet is very important to us. And then as Carter likes to say, you need a healthy diet to build muscle and maintain those gains.
That's
What
You
do
cap.
you
understand?
mean?
Oh
What
my
do you
God,
mean?
Carter.
Is that not true?
Carter.
Is that not
All right,
true?
Carter,
If you
Carter, I'll prove you wrong, bro. All right. Like, what if you just eat whatever you
you're
want,
shrinking in size,
but
you
you're
can't
just
tell me
benching,
anything.
bro?
Carter, were you not the person that lost a pound in this past week?
I've lost several pounds. I've lost like
Okay, then who the
Actually,
hell are you telling?
at the beginning of quarantine, I lost like 7 pounds.
I mean you're not doing anything, so you can't
Jesus
really eat.
Christ.
I shed off like a whole baby, but then I gained it right back. But it was fat. It wasn't gains.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you also need to work out when you eat, like so. Like
Yeah,
the diet
but
isn't
like
the
the
only thing.
7 pounds of fat do be increasing my bench press
I
though.
don't know about that.
Right. See.
You know, like there'll be some dudes at the gym that are like big, like they can be muscular and fat at the same time and just bench like 500. You know,
Strongman,
But like, there's also like the really lean dudes that are like also benching
aesthetics.
500. So
I mean,
which aesthetic do you
those are
think
beach
the
model bodybuilders. You know, now you're
the football a
That's
football
not
lineman
realistic.
or
Let's be
yeah.
realistic.
Have you seen like Eddie Hall's diet, bro, or like Brian Shaw's diet? Those people eat like half a cow a day. They're like
gee,
they have a nutritionist, and this was when who was it? Thor Bjergsen was trying to deadlift 501, right? His
yeah, yeah,
nutritionist was
yeah.
like, yeah, Thor needs at least 10,000 calories a day to maintain normal bodily function.
Yeah,
Michael Phelps during training season is like 20,000 calories per day, bro. I
There's
saw
no
that
way.
man's diet and I was like, dude, what do
That's
you mean
not.
there's no
It's
way?
not true. It's not true. Dude, 20,000. Do you know
Are
how
you
many
are you
calories 20,000 is? Do you want me to look this up? How
you can
many
look at okay, you know
calories?
what? You fact check. So while you fact check me, I'll I'll continue to like completely shit on whatever the hell you're saying right now. All right.
Wait, I feel like if you just eat like a good 10 bowls of pasta, that's like that's
Buddy,
free.
it was 12,000 calories
Say
per day.
10.
What do you mean 20,000?
12,000, 20,000, basically the same.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
the
it's
same
like
thing.
half of
Okay?
20,000. You're
Did you say 12 is half of
I
20?
said it's about like
It's
it,
basically
yeah,
is half card.
I mean, hold up, wait.
bro.
I think
Your other
Anushka
one of
just
them is
think
still
it's wrong.
12 for 20, bro. Like at least I was close to
Oh,
half.
Yeah,
shit,
but
wait.
Michael
Fuck.
Phelps basically swimming across the Pacific Ocean every single day during training.
Oh, that is true. That is
Like,
true.
we got like Jake
Yeah,
Mitchell,
no,
but then
I was.
we take that on steroids, you know.
No, but like when I first read that like he eats that much during training, I was like, damn. Low key, I should start to become a swimmer, and then I realized no.
Does he have a specific diet?
I think
Does
he
he?
does. It's like high carbs. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
There's like a
man,
lot of
has to
carbs.
only
Like
eat pasta. Because like if he doesn't eat enough
I'm
carbs,
looking at a
he's dying.
picture.
it's
We
like
got
pasta and
we
pizza.
got we got bread. We got one pasta meal, two pasta meal. We got more bread. We got a pizza in the center. We got two slices of bread here. We got like some sort of macaroni and cheese,
It's just carbs. It's just carbs.
quesadillas,
It's like, can
oatmeal.
his stomach process that much food though?
Yeah,
Like yes, you
probably.
need that much
How do you
energy, but like,
I think he
how do you have
burns
enough
most of it
time to
off.
eat all that?
yeah, I know, but there's like not enough time.
Well, that means
Like if you have to swim in between your meals, like how's your stomach?
He spreads it out during the day.
Bro, there's only 25 hours in a day, bro. He's eating 1,000 calories every hour of the day. So every like waking hour, he's eating like
what
2,000.
No, like every meal is like close to 2,000, 3,000
Well, that's not that bad if you're
calories.
used to eating a lot. If you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not that bad if you just like, used to consuming that much.
Yeah.
Wait,
I feel like that's how
six
big my meals are.
2,000 calorie meals.
Andrew, you ate 2 burgers yesterday. That's maybe like 1,000
Bro,
minimum.
I'll
Bro,
put
it's
ketchup
like
on those.
1,000 maximum. Burgers are not that dense.
Right. And I don't know. I guess that brings us
To
to
buns.
bulking. You know, bulking versus dirty bulking. I know.
Dude,
Carter
Dude,
has a
stop
lot of
rolling through
opinions
these
about
topics, man. We're
dirty
trying to
bulking.
fill in an hour of this podcast, and you're running through.
It doesn't have to be an hour,
I
idiot.
know, but we're already about finished. And it's like 5 minutes in.
That's cap.
Whatever, man. All right.
That's cap.
Yeah, I bulk a lot. All right, no.
Bro,
Okay,
you way less
let
than
me
me, bro.
explain.
I'm like-
Let me
I'm like
explain.
half your
Let me
height.
explain.
I'm literally half your
All
height.
right, so on a normal school day, usually I'll wake up and I'm just not hungry, so I don't eat. I take like a little breakfast drink to go, and like that'll what's it like satisfy me till like lunch, and then I'll have like a decent sized lunch, and then I just don't eat till dinner, and then that's it. So it's like
Have like
Bro,
what?
that's why you're losing weight, bro. You're not eating till dinner. You gotta eat
so
3 meals in
I
between.
was eating 2 meals a
Right, yeah,
day
see?
while I was doing exercise.
Bro, you gotta
Okay,
literally.
so you consume like what, 1,500 per
It
day?
was probably
basically.
around there, yeah. Like if I ate like some snacks or something.
Then how the hell are you bulking?
That's the problem. I was trying to bulk, but I couldn't bulk because like my stomach,
Bro,
my stomach
you're
just isn't.
losing weight.
It's not my fault. Okay, at least I don't need to eat like 4,000.
Wait, can't you like expand
But
your
that means you
stomach
have to
or
like
something?
force yourself to
I
eat.
think you need surgery for that. And I'm pretty sure the surgery is like the opposite way to like make it smaller so you don't become obese.
I mean, that's like gastric bypass, right?
Yeah,
But
that's what it is. Yeah.
no, I mean, like, can't you
But I mean, yeah, if you
increase
just
the
eat,
volume of your
if you eat
stomach
more,
just from
when
eating
you get
more?
used to eating more.
Like, just force your
I
stomach
know,
to
but like
expand.
that makes me nauseous when I eat too much. That's why I don't eat in the morning. It's because
Yeah,
Bro,
because your stomach has
what makes you more
like
nauseous, bro?
receptors.
Food or not bulking? What makes you more nauseous?
wait, no, that's
What I'm saying.
all right. Well, I mean, you don't necessarily have the bulk. You can just like what's it called, like, just like I don't know, like add what's it? Just add muscle without like eating so much. So you do just not as many carbs.
So just be like, okay.
It's basically like a
I
low
mean,
carb diet.
I'll say in my personal fitness journey, when I was first starting to work out like a lot, not going to the not weightlifting, just like running and shit. I didn't, or yeah, I didn't eat that much, or like I made sure to like watch how much I ate because I was trying to lose weight at that time. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
like I thought it was I because I would just be like calorie counting or just make sure like I don't get an extra entree at lunch or something like that. But then after I started working out and going to the gym, I realized that my metabolism was like good enough so that if I
Stupid
work out
fast.
for like 30 minutes to an hour each day, like if I actually got my daily required exercise, I could actually just eat whatever I wanted. Um, not mean like I stuff my face with ice cream and cookies every day, but like I wouldn't be too concerned if my belly, like if I had a legitimate beer belly after lunch or something.
Well, as
Understandable. But the thing is, see, Andrew, for me especially, like I just ate 2 meals every single time. I didn't give a, I didn't care.
that's why you big,
What,
but
but
you ain't big.
yeah,
You big,
Carter.
but you ain't like
Okay,
big.
okay, buddy.
Bro,
Okay, buddy.
don't talk to
Okay,
me like you
buddy.
can bench more. I know you can't. You're talking down on me like, okay, buddy, yeah, I can bench more, so it doesn't matter. But like,
I
but your
never said I can
voice,
bench more.
your
When I ever said
tone,
I
I
could
know
bench
you
more?
be trying to.
I know what's
Car-
wrong. Anush,
Carter, why is everything a benching competition for you, man?
Anush isn't using a fucking a back brace. That's why.
Oh, the
The
belt,
one of those
the
the,
big
the
belt.
belt weightlifting belts. Yeah.
Andrew, you don't either.
No,
You
that
don't
will
either.
Nah,
increase your
Andrew
bench
doesn't
by
even
50
mess with
pounds.
deadlifts, dude.
Bruh.
You're,
My
It's because
form is off.
it's because Andrew's legs are already thunk.
Yeah, that's facts.
his legs are funk. I broke both of my
Carter
That's where you
Carter
lost all your
was
weight from your legs.
Carter was Carter called himself, what is it? What'd you
legs. Iron Man.
call yourself? Iron Man.
I was
That's it.
Iron Man.
Because you
Yeah, that feels so long
It
ago. I
was
barely even
it
remember
was
that.
junior. It was at the
Yeah, I
beginning
know.
of junior
I
year.
used to see this kid walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to see this kid walking around with like 2 leg braces, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, those walking boots really, because now whenever I walk around at one of my friends' house, his parents are like I don't know if they're like doctors or like therapists, like physical therapists, but apparently they noticed like that I had some sort of injury, but they didn't know I like broke my shins, so they just said I walked funny and like
You broke your shins?
it was like a severe stress fracture in my right shin, and then who knows what's on my left. We just slapped a boot on that because we were
Jeez.
like, it's hurting.
That's low key a dub.
Bro, my hips are
It's like
permanently
it's like it's
damaged.
like it's like
Bro, remember that one time I
Carter.
busted my wrist
Oh
because
yeah,
I tried to fucking
Oh yeah, because you tried to
try to
like
lift the,
bench 200.
yeah, when I was trying to bench 200 and I lifted the bar,
200.
I didn't take off the plates off first because I thought I was huge, and then I just like literally just tore my
Yeah,
wrist.
yeah.
I mean, like when you
We
get
love
an
that.
injury, like
Right.
then you start to lose so many gains because like you just can't go to gym and then you eat less because of it. It's just like a what's it called? A chain reaction.
Yeah.
Back.
Well, what do you guys think about, I don't know, just like being vegan?
It's
I I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's piqued my interest a lot of times.
yeah, I agree that like raising cows and stuff takes so much like water and land. I remember we were learning in apes or something that like it takes like a literal metric ton of fucking water to just raise a single like pound of meat for someone to consume. So like on that, like,
Wait, hold up. Did you say it's like a single pound of meat? Like,
dude, look it up. Yeah, it's not it's something insane. Like look up how many gallons of water it takes to raise a cow or like produce
oh Jesus, okay.
it. Like
Okay.
it's like a shit ton. And then like versus wheat, like
Mm-hmm.
just normal vegetarian diets are way more environmentally friendly and way less like it takes way less
Right.
land to
Right,
raise
right, right.
or to like grow wheat than it does to raise a cow. But so like from that perspective, I can see it, and especially like one of the other main focuses with veganism is animal cruelty, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we've all seen the videos of like the cows, the pigs, and like the chickens, like just stuffed up to the brim in
Just being slaughtered
like
afterwards.
iron fences and being slaughtered. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was saw like
yeah.
some
I
graphic.
mean,
It was like the amount of land needed to do just like to farm like plants like that mainly like vegans will eat as this like a substitute. It's like just a small portion of the
Mhm.
amount of land needed to raise
Right.
like
Yeah.
farm animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my views on um, being okay with eating meat has to do a lot with just like growing up with my family, how my family was. Because I know growing up for them, they didn't have a lot of, or especially my grandma, she grew up during like Cultural Revolution time during China, and I think that's when like 10 million people died or something of starvation. So people were literally eating like leaves off the trees and like worms out of the ground. So
That's kind of because of what is it? Communism, right? Because of
yeah,
that,
the Cultural Revolution.
right? Because of
But
everyone having
But
to
yeah, so
share
like
everything.
so once she was able to come over, my grandma and my mom were able to come over to America. It's kind of
Mhm.
like, man, we've got like meat to eat now, you know. So for
Right.
them, it's not like they're not looking at it like a future aspect of like, oh, we can save the environment, or like, oh, animals are being slaughtered and it's really cruel. They're more like, bro, we can finally eat food, you know. But
I vibe with that 100%.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
but for
me.
like but for me, I guess I have the decision on whether or not I want to support um,
Mhm, mhm,
veganism. But I think it's just
mhm.
hard for a lot of people to um, really realize or like envision animal cruelty, or how much like you can save the environment by
Sure.
just cutting down to an all plant based diet, or like
Mhm.
all like natural diet. So
I think, especially like for me being vegetarian, Carter was saying something earlier that he doesn't see how I can get all my necessary vitamins and minerals and like actual like nutrients and stuff like that.
mhm.
So I guess that's one of the benefits of being vegetarian, because we get like milk, cheese, and eggs, and that has like the protein and dairy that like a
Yeah,
normal
I
human needs and stuff like that.
I feel like I was
And
talking about. Oh, sorry. I was just a second. I feel
yeah,
like I
no,
was
no,
talking
you're
about
fine.
veganism like it was kind of like vegetarianism.
Right.
But like I think the main focus of veganism is just strictly the animal cruelty.
Yeah, I think what is it?
So,
I forget who said this, but it was one of my teachers, and they were like, veganism is more a political thing
mm,
versus like an actual lifestyle, if that makes sense. It's like a it's like a
yeah, I mean, like of course it's a lifestyle in that like you choose what you eat, right? But it's not like as rooted as something um, like Hindus can't eat beef, right?
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's not like
Yeah.
it's not doesn't have that long history, but like let's say a religion arises in the year 2020, you're like a following of people that all do veganism for another 50 years. You know, it could very much like catch on, just like the other types of diets, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for like vegan diets, like I mean, you can also if you're like lactose intolerant, you may kind of fall along that, but that's just taking out dairy in general, so it doesn't really fall. But I
mhm,
think it's like a combination of
I mean, like,
vegetarian
yeah.
and like having some of these
mhm.
allergies.
and yeah, and it's interesting too for veganism that obviously most people begin with like thinking about the cows, the sheeps, and the chickens, but there's also like alligator like skin, or like
Oh yeah.
honey too. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
like there's a bunch of stuff that you just like can't eat anymore. So like people,
I think
a lot of things that people who like a lot of vegetarians would eat, and then they would find really strange if they were to switch over, to veganism.
yeah. Even I think veganism also stretches over into beyond what you like eat, because I'm sure vegans, I've heard they don't really buy clothes
Oh,
or
yeah, I've seen
furniture
that.
that's made from
Yeah,
animals, right?
yeah.
Like, for example, the leather couch that I have downstairs, like you wouldn't find that in a vegan's house. Or like my coat that's made from goose feathers or something, like you wouldn't find that either.
And I think
So
that totally just goes back to the idea that veganism is more of a political thing than a just like dietary constriction.
right,
Just
yeah.
like, um, and that's not a bad thing or necessarily a good thing, but just like it's a way of life, right? Because you choose not to help out companies or businesses that
Mhm, mhm.
produce things with animal products because they could be involved in processes with animal cruelty. So
Animal cruelty, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always thought about like going vegan. Like I'll like one day I was thinking about it, like because you see all these videos about how they're creating these like new substitutes for ways of getting protein through meat. It's like these vegan burgers and stuff,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
I've thought about it a couple times, but in the end, what's deterring me is the fact that I gotta switch up like a whole routine that I've already built. You gotta like empty
mhm,
your fridge because like everything that someone who's not vegan would eat, like just all of it has to do with like animal byproducts and
mhm.
stuff like that. So you gotta completely like
Right,
scrap
right.
everything. You gotta start fresh.
Yeah, and I think there's kind of a wall of like a barrier to entry for vegan diets. There's an economic factor too. Um,
Right.
because
Hmm.
a lot of people, let's say the average American, like they go eat out at fast food or get McDonald's like let's say 2 or 3 times every week, right? And that's just to save them money and to save them time. But if you wanted to do a vegan diet, you have to maybe go to Whole Foods instead of like Walmart, right? Maybe
And
Walmart
then
doesn't
spend
carry
like a
the
whole
specific like
$7 on like on like a one vegetable,
right.
right?
Like it's not something that's as readily
Afford
available to buy, and then
or
even if
affordable,
it
yeah.
is, it typically is more expensive, right? Because vegan type products are generally
Yeah,
newer,
it's like lower
right? And
Newer,
demand.
yeah,
they
yeah.
have less lower demand, right? So they can charge higher prices. So
Yeah, that's that macro coming in right there.
yeah, there's like so I would predict that vegan diets are more popular in like middle to upper or higher class citizens
Which is
than
what
say, just
which is why I think you see it a lot more in California, especially with like celebrities too, because they can afford that
Mhm. And then it's like once the
thing.
celebrities are doing it, all the like average Joes around are like, yo, like I want to go vegan now. And then they go to like Whole Foods and then they see a like a Beyond Meat patty is like $5 and they can
Right,
get the
yeah.
same thing for like $1, at the
Mhm, mhm,
like
mhm.
local meat shop or something. So
And there's
I feel like the educational like aspect of vegan diets where you teach people about animal cruelty could be a really important turning point for people, is
Mhm.
emphasizing that more because people maybe would feel bad or realize that'd be better for the environment to simply just go vegan. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's hard sometimes to bring that to people's faces, like
Because
you tell
because
you
like
tell them it requires 60,000 like buckets of water, but you don't know you can't imagine that in your
I
head.
think it also just goes back to like people understand that what like the m- meat industry is not really fully ethical, but the thing is there's no other way for them to get the food that they want slash need to
Mhm.
continue on with their daily lives. And if there was a perfectly affordable alternative, they might be doing that, but um
Do you mean
that
for the
does that
businesses
does
or for the people?
for the people, because like I'm pretty sure that, like a good amount of people understand that like not every company in the meat industry, or like honestly I think I'd get I'd say a good 80% of the companies that specialize in creating meat products like meat patties, chicken nuggets, that kind of thing, um have participated in some animal cruelty.
80%.
So
I feel like a major like even more than that, the ones that aren't actually cruelty free, like meats and stuff.
oh
I
right,
mean
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah.
avoid
I feel
that,
like a good
right? Because in the end you're still like killing the animals because that's how you get the meat, right? So
right. I mean, like if we gave each cow as much land as it actually realistically needed in real life, like if we were just growing it but like on a mountainside or something, it would require
Mhm.
a lot of land, right? So from the more like company side or business side, like they can't just make like a country and then have that country just be cows.
Cows
They don't
country, yeah, yeah, yeah.
have that much like land space available, and it's definitely a burden for them. Like if a cow got a like an infection or something, I guess that's why they have to like treat the animals with so many like different GMOs and like just pack them together, right? So
I think what Carter was saying, like it's not unavoidable. The thing about killing the animals, I think cruelty just goes beyond actually
Yeah.
killing them, but the way that they're
Yeah,
stored
that's
too,
true.
Mhm.
right? Because you've seen pictures of chicken like mass production chicken farms.
Mhm.
Like all the chickens are just like cooped up all next to each other, like with almost no space to move. So I think that's also one of the main things that they're talking about with respect to
Mhm.
cruelty.
Yeah, I think in the end, it's like what's stopping most people from doing it is just that transition into a new lifestyle with the added
Sure. Yeah.
expense and
100%.
like
Yeah, the added
100%.
expense,
Yeah.
and like Carter said, just the added like hardship, I guess, just changing your diet up, right? Because
yeah.
Your diet.
nobody
Yeah.
really likes change,
Yeah.
especially for something as big as what they're putting into their body.
And I mean,
So,
while
Hmm.
restaurants and like stores have these options, it's not like you don't have many options to choose from. So like when you go to a restaurant, they're gonna have like one or maybe like two like vegan meals, right? But the whole menu is surrounded around just like meat and like animal products. So like you have to start going out of your way to go to restaurants that offer more vegan options, and in the end you might be limited to a very small amount of meals that are vegan. But
Mhm.
so you just kind of take the journey on your own. You start making it all from scratch or something.
I feel like out of all the new diet cultures that have like risen up in the 21st century, vegan diet is probably the most interesting to talk and debate about. Just because it has, like Manish said, that political aspect, while other diets are more just like you choose to do it because it's better for your personal body, or you feel like it'll improve your
Yeah. So it's
performance
more along the
somewhere.
lines of like
But
health
then
instead of like
right, instead of like long term like global change,
yeah.
right?
There's another thing. I mean, like along the lines of uh, promoting better health. There are many studies that show that um, consumption of red meat for a longer period of time, especially in larger quantities like the steaks that Americans have,
Mhm.
um, promotes cancer.
Mhm.
So I think that's some of the thing. Like that's probably one of the main reasons that many people today are trying to shift towards a more like not necessarily vegan lifestyle, but
Mhm.
like a
But
bit
like they
like
just they're sorry, continue.
they're yeah they're taking some of the aspects of a vegan lifestyle and incorporating it into their lifestyle right now. Like they're not fully vegan, but they're
Mhm.
not eating as much meat as they did
Right.
before.
I guess you could call them just more conscious, right,
Yeah,
about
yeah,
their food and what they're putting, not only what they're putting into themselves, but also where the food is coming from, like where
right,
it's
yeah,
getting
yeah,
from.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like a normal diet of like just like a steak or like a burger, just like not necessarily like every once in a long time, but like once a week or like once every 2 weeks, like just going out is is pretty safe. Because I mean, like I've always heard, because there's some times where I just love eating the steak I'm eating right now. I'm like I'll be like, all right, I want this every day this week. But then you get told like red
mhm.
meat isn't like, it's not like bad for you, but you can't get an overload of it because then that.
Mhm. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really when we have to look at the validity of the study, right? Like we got to look at like what types of meat are they eating specifically, and then
Hmm.
how
Hmm.
like frequently are they consuming this meat? Because like what if they say define frequent as like once every week,
Yeah.
right? Then it's like, oh man,
Sure.
that's really scary, right? Because like I eat red meat like every day, right? But what if it means like 3 times a day, like every meal you're eating steak, you have a
Yeah,
high,
yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So like,
And
yeah.
if you guys remember that one speaker that came at the very beginning of the year for A Search, Jacob's dad. He was
Dr.
talking
Aaron.
about yeah Dr. Carroll. He was talking about the difference between what is it? Oh, I forget. It was relative
Oh, you're getting into
statistics, I think,
statistics
and
now.
then
Oh
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh yeah, we got we
yeah,
got we
this is
got we
just
got validity of research. We got
We
we
know
got
the whole
statistics.
shebang, dude.
Let's get some
well
Espanol in here. Some
well
and
Well,
finding
I'm
some
taking
derivatives and integrals of meat production.
leave that to multivariable calculus expert
Oh,
Carter Novak.
no,
7-dimensional slab
no.
of steak.
I'm not doing multi for the rest of my life.
I still don't know why you
Don't, nah,
took that class, man.
it's
That was a
alright.
pain.
We don't talk about it anymore.
What were we talking about though? Sorry, we gotta.
No, I was just saying some like uh going off of what you said with respect to validity of the research and stuff like that before people make sweeping claims that eating red meat causes cancer. Just like looking at the numbers a bit more in depth and more analytically before making like a final judgment, and then going from there. In the end, obviously, it's all. In the end, obviously, it's just like your choice what you do with your that diet, whether
I
or
mean,
not you want to.
personally for me, like unless there are headlines on Fox News that are saying like one-time meat consumption throughout the whole year increases cancer chances by 300,000%. I don't think it's going to be cut out of my diet necessarily, but will it change my view on like, oh, like maybe I should like skip on this burger? Like I had I had a burger yesterday. I probably should not get a burger today. You know, that like yes,
You
that'll
ate,
probably
but you ate a Beyond Meat
What?
yeah,
burger.
What do you
How
mean
was that, by the
Beyond
way?
Meat? What is this burger?
it was good. I had that yesterday.
Yeah, Beyond Meat is a product that basically um gives you the sensation that you are eating a meat patty, but it's not meat.
So a vegan
It's like
burger
plant-based.
or
Sure.
a veggie burger?
Yeah,
Like
it's like it's I think it's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
soy for protein, and then they throw in just like a bunch of random other plants for food coloring and I guess just
yeah,
overall texture. Like if you were to serve me that at a restaurant and be like, "Yo, Andrew, this is a hamburger," I'd be like, "Okay, bet." You know, I wouldn't think too much about it. But then if you started asking me, "Do you think something's wrong with it?" I could taste that the aftertaste isn't like it isn't gamey.
yeah.
You know, like if you eat lamb or something, it's like it's hella gamey, right? You're like, "Holy shit, this thing just came straight from like the forest." But this one was like it didn't really have that aftertaste. You know, it was just like it mimicked the texture, it mimicked a lot of the taste, but then like the after like the smell and just the overall feel in your mouth after you eat it, I was like, okay, there's I can tell it's not meat, but it's like dang good for not meat, you know? So
I saw that one, like it was a really popular video. I don't know how old it is or how recent it is, with like Bill Gates and like one, what was it, Mark Rober or something, like how they went to like a plant-based like factory where they make these burgers, and they're trying to research and find ways to make it close to like tasting like meat as possible.
that sounds like a Bill
Yeah,
Gates kind of thing. You just wander around.
and like he tried it, he said it was just like pretty close.
Bill Gates has enough money to do whatever the hell he wants. Like it doesn't even
Right.
matter.
Well, I mean, most of it's in his company, so we'll never
I
know.
bet he eats a vegan diet.
Right, yeah.
All right. Well, I want to talk about a keto diet. If you guys don't mind,
Oh, really?
I've never gone on a keto diet, but I love just like,
But you get that keto crust
oh, that
at
Blaze,
Blaze.
yeah, that tastes pretty good.
I've never gotten that. I've never
It's literally
gotten
just
that
like,
because it
yeah,
costs
it's
more money.
actually like, what was it, like $2 or $3
Yeah,
more, like on top of like the eight
yeah.
Jeez.
something already. Like,
Like that's 10% more than the regular
nah, it's
meal,
like,
bro. Because
dude,
shit's already
it's like
double.
50% more.
Right, right,
It's
right.
so expensive. There's like a plus $1 for a different crust, and plus $2 for like a gluten free, and then plus 3 for keto. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like I'm working there right now. Um, I mean, keto diet's interesting just because it transfers. That's more of like it's a fitness aspect, right? It transfers the use of carbs for energy into
Really?
the use of fat. And like, I always wanted to try it
Okay.
just to see how shredded I could get, but it's sometimes
Yeah.
dangerous to do. Like,
Dangerous. I didn't
I mean,
know.
I haven't done much research on those kinds of di- uh, diets because I don't know. I just never saw any use for it. But Carter, if you've gone on it or like tried it, you think it's beneficial?
Well, I mean,
You think it helps?
for me, it's probably not beneficial. I'll probably like suffer more than gain from it, just because I already don't have much fat on my body. But if you're trying to cut fast,
Right.
um, that's kind of what low carb diets are. Is because when you eat carbs and then you don't use the carbs right away, they turn into fat, and like
Right.
that's how you start building fat. But by
Okay.
not eating carbs and only eating fat, and you're like after like 1 week, because the first week your body just has no energy because you're not eating any carbs, but you
Sure.
like increase the protein intake and you increase the fat intake, and then your body just starts relying on fat for energy, and that's how you start like really cutting. So if someone's trying to cut a lot, um, that could be the way to go. Um, if you remember, like Brian Zhang trying to go on the keto diet,
Yeah.
which I mean I don't know
Yeah.
how
Yeah. Yeah.
successful it was for him, but he also experienced a lot of like just tiredness and drainage in his mood, and like
Yeah, he went on it for I forget how long, but I remember the first week that he was on it, he would just complain about like everything was off in his life. You know, he wasn't talking the same, he wasn't like feeling the
yeah.
same. You know, it's almost like he was a recovering drug addict or something, or like a recovering alcoholic. Man's comes in and is just like, guys, I'm just not feeling it today.
And like I mean
You know?
that's what happens when you get no energy and you try and just keep pushing, because like you can't just not do anything. Like then it's not really, you're not really like exercising and burning off that fat. But
Right. It's less of a
Right.
help to you losing weight and more of a help to you getting closer to like a depressed mode.
you
You
just
know.
I think you got to be just careful with it. If you don't like plan it out. I mean, I don't know if someone's actually died from it. I was just like hear like something from a random person, like someone's died from the keto diet.
I doubt people like actually die from these these diets. Like I've heard of people just feeling terrible, but dying just seems kind of like extreme,
It's not. I don't think it's from
especially for like
necessarily
a diet.
the keto diet like exactly, but it's like stuff that may result of you trying
Mhm.
to attempt the keto diet.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I just did a quick look up, and it's like some death in association with the keto diet. So like,
Oh. Oh wow.
but
Okay.
it's just that's if you don't
Well,
really like don't prepare yourself like 100%. Like it takes a lot of effort for a keto diet. I don't think I could do that.
It's just a rare
Yeah,
occurrence.
it's not like everybody. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
you may feel a lot of like low low points in your diet, but
It's like meat and cancer. You know, it's a very rare occurrence, so
yeah,
it's fine
good comparison. Good
for sure.
comparison.
Well, okay, I don't know if that one is a rare occurrence.
Well,
but,
I
like,
mean, it's a rare. Nah, it's only a rare occurrence if you're eating like 2 times a week, probably. Like, I don't know the exact amount that you should be eating it.
yeah, this isn't backed up by science at all, but this is just us
Yeah,
guessing. You know, like
we aren't
throwing out.
Right. Yeah.
researchers, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Any numbers or statistics that we have said, like, it's complete assumption by
I
us.
mean, don't
All
knock
right.
us down that much,
Other
man.
other
Come
than the
on.
Michael Phelps one, that
All
one's
right,
all
yeah,
facts, bro.
I
That
mean,
was
I'm
facts.
speaking straight facts right now. What
What
do
was
you
next?
mean? No, I'm
God.
pretty knowledgeable on this. What do you think I do in my free time that isn't stats? You know, like
Yeah. No, my bad.
I'm an
Carter
expert in this field.
is
Nutritionist.
I'm
he's an
100%
expert.
expert.
He's an
Knowledgeable.
FD dietitian. Is that even
He's
a
Dietitian.
an
word?
That's
I
a,
think dietitian. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
I'm pretty
that's
sure that's a word.
definitely a word. That's like a profession.
Oh,
That's definitely a word. He's a licensed professional.
Dietitian. Yeah,
Yeah.
but on this quarantine, I've just been intermittent fasting. Not on purpose, but it's just how it goes.
What is that, by the way? How is that? How's that going for you?
Well, I ate 3 meals yesterday, so that was the first time I ate 3 meals like since the beginning of quarantine, and that's probably
Mhm.
because I woke up like before noon. So
yeah. I didn't start transitioning into 3 meals till like 2 or 3 weeks ago. where I'll just be eating like a PB&J for breakfast, but at least I'd be eating breakfast. So
I mean, I only eat three meals a day, like
Okay.
every day.
Oh,
what do
I
you
don't
only,
know.
bro? We're supposed to eat more.
We supposed to be eating
Well,
5 meals a
am I
day?
supposed to eat more? Because you guys are making it sound like you guys eat like 6 meals a day.
We
What do
eat
you
two.
mean?
Like I've been
I'd be
eating like
lucky to eat
two for
2
like
on a
half of
normal day.
quarantine. Yeah.
We're just eating a bunch of snacks, maybe.
Oh, I mean, my breakfast is quite literally a piece of toast and like half a cup of milk.
What?
I don't think that counts as a meal.
Nah, dude, that's you're
Yeah,
feasting.
that's like that's a whole dinner party right there.
Oh my god, that's like a World War II ration.
That's not even a war. That's how much food they got at Auschwitz. I was listening to a podcast. They got every single day, I think, or every couple days. I forget. I think every like 2 or 3 days they got a piece of bread, like
The
5 ounces
day.
of bread.
Like that was
That's it.
5 ounces.
No, for like
for-
every 2 days or 3 days, and then
5 ounces.
they get like a cup of soup,
oh
and that's
my
it.
god.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's terrible. So we be eating their like 2 days meal in breakfast, and then we go eat another like 3 burgers for
Oh,
lunch.
I could
Right.
go for a burger right now. Maybe some ice cream later, but um another diet that I mean I've never really thought I mean I've thought about it, but like I've never tried to convince myself that I want to do is a liquid diet. Like I don't really know how that completely works. I mean it's
Hell,
just strictly
what the
liquid,
hell is a
but like
liquid diet?
you just blend everything up, or is it like certain liquids?
So you just like drink juice? It's just
Yeah,
juice.
let's
It's
take a
straight
little
up
look.
juice.
Like it's like you basically like smoothies almost, but more liquid.
When you
Like it has a lot of nutrients in it, but it just doesn't fill your stomach at all. So you feel hungry, but your body has enough nutrients, but maybe not enough calories unless you put specific things into the
do you
like.
go out and buy like different drinks for every
Um,
meal, or do you just start blending up stuff and like put milk in for the liquid? Like
I have no idea. I know some people
That,
go on like naked bingers or something. They go like
that
two or
point,
three
just
days.
buy V8.
oh, that's
Just
like a
buy
juice
V8
cleanse.
for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Juice cleanse, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
That's insane.
That's what I thought it was called at first. Like a liquid diet equals like a juice cleanse.
I think it's just a
But
specific
it's
liquid
not.
diet. I mean, I'm not sure if there are other main
Oh,
liquid
really?
diets, but it just
Okay.
sounds like a liquid diet. Like keto is a low carb diet, but it's like the most intense low carb diet
Sure.
there is. There are other low carb diets, but just may not have a name.
Okay. Okay.
And then, I mean, the only other diet that we really have on this is like carnivore diet. And I remember Joe Rogan talking about it or something on one of his podcasts. I don't know if it was Joe Rogan or someone else,
Joe
but
Rogan.
like
You
it was
Oh
like,
my god.
hear about a Spotify deal
oh
though?
yeah, he's going strictly on Spotify,
Yeah.
What about his Spotify deal?
where it's just like his podcast is going to be, it's like Ninja switching to Mixer. Joe's going only to
Yeah, he's
Spotify.
like
Oh,
Spotify
Yeah.
exclusive.
Exclusive
Spotify.
is
Oh,
the
okay.
word.
Okay.
I hear the contract was thick. I don't know the exact number, but I feel like it was really big.
Definitely had to have been.
So
Damn.
But I think he
Well,
talked about on one
congrats,
of his
Joe.
podcasts is like he tried the carnivore diet. I could be thinking of someone else right now, but the carnivore diet and like how it's just strictly meat and like
all right, guys, guess how much the contract is worth. Maybe this isn't. I think the definition of worth don't think about it like how much he's getting paid, but how much like the other people think the contract is worth. I guess
like
does that make sense?
the
So maybe
value
not.
of it.
It's
Like
like 25 mil.
yeah, just like the value of Joe Rogan
I
going
think
over to
it's
Spotify.
50 mil,
I'm saying like 35 mil.
100, but like
Joe Rogan is taking his Spotify exclusively to. Joe Rogan is taking his podcast exclusively to Spotify in a licensing deal worth more than
oh,
$100
I
million.
thought it was gonna be, oh my god,
Oh
dude.
my god.
If you
$100
think, I mean,
million?
Joe Rogan's a
Really?
Yeah, and like
huge like podcaster, so I feel like if for Spotify to just take him for themselves, like he'd have to get a huge deal out of it.
Damn, that's nice.
That's us in the future right there. Nah, it's not. That's cap.
That's definitely not us.
Nah, the Olive Tree podcast coming out on Spotify exclusive.
heck yeah.
Like uh, Spotify exclusive Olive Tree podcast. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that does wrap up our last diet though,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he was
Right, that
just.
does. Well, at least one of the main diets that
Mhm.
are currently,
I guess
going on
right. What
around.
he was saying is like you just had a bad time with that diet. It's like you just start like having like diarrhea or something. Like it's just too much meat per person to handle.
Dietary.
Dietary, nice one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
I don't know.
I mean, so
I mean,
there's a lot of
there's probably a lot
diets
more out there.
in the world, right?
That's
And as today we learned, a lot of them are lifestyle or health focused, but there's also veganism, which is focused more on the political side. Um, I feel like there's definitely got to be some like other more political
how did,
or like different types of political diets that we just
yeah,
don't
I
know
mean, there's
about
just big
there
ones.
probably
other
is,
than
because
veganism, right?
right, like these are just like the main ones,
It's
and
like a poster boy, but
right, yeah,
yeah,
and
there's probably others, right? So
yeah,
diet's an interesting topic just for overall lifestyle, but also now in the 21st century we're connecting it to more of a political lens. So cool.
All right,
mhm.
you wanna give us a little outro?
You wanna take us out on the outro, Nush?
Right. So as we've learned today, diet is a very fickle topic. Whether you be a vegan, whether you be a carnivore, whether you be Carter,
Which
um, um, but I think it's just safe to it's always good to remember that whatever you put in your body is your choice, and you should not be influenced by others to do what they're doing.
I mean, unless you want to be
Furthermore,
influenced, right? So like,
I mean, anything you do, like you're
yeah,
doing
it's
for
up
your
to you.
own benefit, as long as you're not trying to be straight up
You
obese,
know, just put thought into it.
that's not what I'm condoning, being
Hey,
straight up obese.
we
But
don't body shame here.
yeah, I'm not body shaming.
All right,
Who said I'm body shaming?
I'd say
Okay, before I get absolutely crucified for
I
apparently
was
body shaming,
chill out, dude.
next, what do we have on the
Oh, you're
docket for
already
next week,
exposing
boys?
our next topic. I don't know if we should expose. This one's kind
I
of a
don't know.
bad
Do you
topic.
want?
Because we can't expose our topics. We don't have a topic.
Well, we don't have a list of
Oh,
topics. We're just
okay.
coming up with this on the fly, dude.
Well,
But you know what? Regardless of the topic, Olive Tree Podcast will be here for you again next Saturday or
Nope,
Sunday.
Saturday.
So tune in.
We'll do Saturdays.
Okay.
Saturdays at
Saturday.
8
Saturday
a.m.
then.
That's when they're
We'll do
posted. We're
Saturday.
not gonna be up at 8
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
It's when they're posted.
I am, bro. I'm gonna be managing.
Sure.
8 a.m.
All right. You do that.
Yeah.
These have been we have been your hosts, Anush, Carter, and Andrew, signing off of another episode of the Olive Tree